The XM5s are Sony's latest premium headphones for over $300. Very expensive, but that is why we tested them against the Airpods Pro 2, the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds 2, and the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 3. The question is, can Sony outperform the competition with their newest release? We're about to find out. Let the facts speak. When I go to work, I always have my earbuds on, and I prefer to keep them on because they make participating in conference calls very easy. This is why having a good mic inside the buds is very important to me, and we will be testing to see which one is the best.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses. I can tell you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death. Then again, maybe some of you have come to Hogwarts in possession of abilities so formidable that you feel confident enough to not pay attention. Severus Snape. If there is one thing that Voldemort cannot understand, it is love. He didn't realize that love as powerful as your mother's for you leaves its own mark. Not a scar, no visible sign. To have been loved so deeply, even though the person who loved us is gone, will give us some protection forever. It is in your very own skin. Albus Dumbledore. As much money and life as you could want. The two things most human beings would choose above all. The trouble is, humans do have a knack of choosing precisely those things that are the worst for them. Albus Dumbledore. The mind is not a book to be opened at will and examined at leisure. Thoughts are not etched on the inside of skulls to be perused by an invader. The mind is a complex and many-layered thing. Severus Snape. So, if any of you don't think that the AirPods have the best mic, you might want to get your ears rinsed. Jokes aside, the difference is pretty big. The Sony XM5s are going to take second place for me due to the good quality as well as noise cancelling, with the Sennheiser Momentums coming in at a close third. The Bose QuietComforts have the worst microphones, at least in my opinion. Our second category will be a few things clumped into one, but they're all fairly relevant and tied to each other. The design of the case, alongside the design of the buds, along with their features are quite important to me, as well as the comfort of the buds and how well they fit. Tech products are getting increasingly cosmetic, so it definitely feels nice when you're carrying around a nice looking case while wearing some fancy earbuds. My favorite case award will be going to the Sennheiser Momentum 3s. The reason for this is that it feels like a tennis ball and is extremely protected against damage. The grip makes it almost impossible to drop, and everything in general looks really nice. This definitely doesn't mean that I don't like the other cases though, as the matte finish of Sony and Bose are also welcome. The only issue is, matte finishes cause scratches, but the Bose case looks to be a bit more scratch resistant than the Sony case. Just lightly run your nail over the case while holding it in your hand and there will immediately be scratches that are permanent. Now, eventually, every tech product you have will have issues like this sooner or later, no matter how well you take care of them, but the question is, how much do you care? I personally care a lot, maybe a bit too much, and the problem is, the very visible scratches bother me by just looking at the Sony case, as I have never seen a product that got scratched this easily in my life. If you don't care, then both the matte cases of Sony and Bose are beautiful, and I also like the AirPods case as well, especially due to it being very slim. I overall prefer matte finishes and the AirPods case doesn't have this, but let's be honest, who cares, right? They're AirPods. They're high quality products and 90% of the time will be what you're getting if you have an iPhone. As for the buds, you will most likely be surprised by what's coming next. We actually didn't really like the design of the Sony XM5s. The reason? Well, pretty much every earbud I've ever used in my life went into my ears pretty easily. I'm not saying they all fit really well, but in general, it shouldn't be that hard to put earbuds on. I personally use Jabra Elite Active earbuds. You can check them out on Google if you like, but the design is perfect for my ear because you just put it in and then turn it a little to make it tighter. Apple, Bose, and Sennheiser's earbuds also go in pretty well, but Sony's earbuds were just a little uncomfortable and not really for me. This is why I advise you to buy at your own risk and buy them if you have the freedom to return them for a refund. I absolutely love Sony as a brand, except for their mobile phones, so it's a disappointment that I don't find the buds comfortable enough, and the case being extremely damage prone isn't helping their case either.
No pun intended. The rest are fairly comfortable and easy to put on, with opinions due to change based on preference. I like the Sennheiser Momentums because they're similar to my Jabra Elites, while the iPhone users in the office like the Airpods, yada yada yada, the list goes on. Arriving at functions. These are pretty standard considering all of these buds are triple T, in other words, top tier technology. They all have noise cancelling and transparency modes, as well as touch sensitive controls. The only difference is if you touch, swipe, or squeeze, amongst other things. For example, the Bose earbuds have controls where you can swipe to change the volume, while the Sennheiser and Sony earbuds want you to use taps. You can squeeze the stem of the AirPods to manage the volume or to change tracks. In the end, if you have a specific preference of controls, you should do your research before you buy. If you don't, which is probably the case for most people, then just focus on the upcoming category, which is ANC. Noise cancelling is pivotal in headphones and earbuds, and after our testing, we must say that the results from our previous comparisons have not changed. Bose is just incredibly good at this, and probably the best noise cancelling to have ever existed. However, Apple's AirPods are almost at the same level. Most people wouldn't hear a difference, but the QuietComfort buds have the slightest of advantages. The XM5s and the Momentum 3s both have very good noise cancelling, even though they're not extremely good like the other two. Overall, I would have to say just get the one you like, unless you live in some of the loudest and also most crowded areas of the world. Wrapping things up, we have audio quality. I can just hear you guys say, why are you leaving the most important part for last? Well, this explanation has been provided before. 1. It is subjective, and 2. We can't directly send the sound waves to you. We're your only hope on this one, so sorry, but no big surprises. They are all very good for listening to any genre. The only thing I'd mention is the fact that we like the AirPods more while listening to hip-hop, the Sennheiser Momentums in terms of classical music, the Sony XM5s for rock, and the Bose QuietComforts for techno. Once again, if your only focus is the sound quality, they're just really close to each other, which shouldn't come as a surprise considering these are all accomplished brands. In the end, do we have an overall winner? This time around, no. We just think that the AirPods are overall really consistent and should be the go-to product if you have other Apple products. If you don't, then my personal favorite is Sennheiser because I love the design of their products as well as the sound quality. Bose is also successful overall if you don't mind the huge earbuds and case, and unfortunately, we were a little disappointed by the newest Sony XM5s, but you can always give them a try if you'd like. We hope this review was of help to you, and if it was, leave a like and a sub so we can see you around. Take care.